Mike Dawes, James Taylor, William Ackerman, anything from Candy Rat Records. Great acoustic players with great acoustic sounds. Well, I co-run a little community on school.com where we teach people to get pro recording sounds with beginner gear and beginner skills. So, of course, one of my snarky-ass friends asked me to put my money where my mouth is.
Take this Beginner Guitar Center special. Spend no more than $100 on mics and get me a pro acoustic sound, tough guy.
$100 on mics? You're kidding me, right?
Figure it out, recording for the rest of us, guy.
All right, let's do it. Okay, full disclosure here. I've got a studio set up around me, but I'll be plugging less than $100 in mics into this USB interface, which is under $200 itself. Now, normally you'd plug the mics into some really nice preamps before you went into your recording rig. Oh, and I'm using a $65 DAW, which you can actually use for free. So yeah, I'm doing this on the cheap. If I was doing this on a large budget and the mics of my choice, I'd be using this Telefunken large condenser mic and this Audio-Technica small condenser pencil mic. But since I need to keep this on the cheap, I'm going to go over to Temu, or Temu, however you pronounce it, and get the really inexpensive knockoffs of these. Now, I'm mostly in an untreated room. You can see I have some sound deadening behind me, those black panels there, because the room was way too live. But the rest of it is just living space. This is really a home studio. I'm going to position myself in the room based on what Jason taught in the Recording for the Rest of Us module on doing vocals and how to get the best room sound from regular rooms. And here is how I position these two mics to get this best sound. Notice I've got the large diaphragm mic about 12 inches from the sound hole over by my picking hand. And then on a 45-degree angle pointed basically at the 12th fret of the guitar, I have the small diaphragm pencil microphone. And I combine those, plugged one into one input, one into the other, and split them wide left. Let me perform the part, and then we'll load the DAW, and I can show you how it's all working internally. Okay, so we recorded that into Reaper. We have left and right here. On the left side, we had that pencil mic. On the right side is the condenser mic. And there's a couple plugins going on. The main one being the channel strips, which we talk about, and the Recording for the Rest of Us series and at the school program, and how important these channel strips are. This is a $39 plugin. This is very inexpensive, but it makes all the difference in the world. I am just using the preset for acoustic guitar. It carves out everything I need. I don't have to know what all these knobs mean or anything. The preset does the job. The only other thing going on here is a mastering plugin. I have it pretty much zeroed out. You notice the knobs are all kind of in the same place. It's just that I have it pumping the volume because it comes in kind of quiet. And I want to bring the volume up so you can hear it at a good volume while we're presenting the video and while I'm talking with it as well. So before I do anything else to it, let's just play a piece of it as it came in stereo through the channel strips. Yeah, it's nice. You pick up a little bit of the room. You can't avoid that. It's not a dead room, but it's not so much, you know, with learning how to face at the right angle and everything from the other lesson. It's not so much that it's made the whole thing sound cheap. Now, the first trick I'm going to do is to really open up the stereo spectrum. No plugins or anything needed. This is a nice, free, and easy trick. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to grab one of the waves, hold the shift key, and move it. And see that number going up there, 25. Now it's at 239. I want to get to about plus 12, 19. Plus 12 is good. And now when I play it, the right side is slightly behind by 12 milliseconds, and it's going to sound more stereo. Opens it up nicely. Okay, now there's just a couple plugins we need to add to get that really sweet sound. We do want to have a compressor on here. Raya has a compressor that's free, and they have a setting for acoustic guitar. Again, you don't need to learn how to use all this stuff. It's just done in presets for you. And then we're going to put the reverberate one. We got a nice reverberation. We'll do acoustic in the mix. I'm going to make it a smaller room for that one. I'm going to bring the room up as we go here. Not too much. How sweet is that? So there you go. 2 free plugins, one $39 plugin, something to make it a little louder so you can hear it. A couple of mics off of Temu that didn't even add up to $100. Just knowing where to place them and a little bit of technique here, and you've got a really nice acoustic sound. Notice over here, there's two more things to mention. One, I recorded with the Taylor as well. I wanted to compare, and I'll do that at the very end of this video. We'll just do a quick A/B. I wanted to compare the baseline $100 and some Yamaha Guitar Center Special versus a really, really good acoustic guitar. The other thing is, you notice I have these all into a folder here. This is called busing. I basically moved all of the guitars into a subfolder or under a folder so I could put the effects that I wanted on one folder and affect all of them. Again, in Recording for the Rest of Us, that's something we cover, how to do this and make advantage out of it, or take advantage of it. So there you have it. Very inexpensive mics on a starter guitar, plugged directly into an interface, no expensive preamps. And with those little bit of mixing tricks that I showed you there on the DAW, you can get a really good pro acoustic sound without going over onto a big budget. If you like tips like these and you want to learn how to record and get really good sounds at a home studio on a budget, please check out my Recording for the Rest of Us at School. First 500 members are in for free. We're building a community here. I'm recording this beginning of 2025, so if you see it much later, it might not be free anymore, but check it out. See if you can get in while it still is. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, keep making great music. Okay, back here at the desk with Reaper open real quick. I just wanted to show you the comparison between the inexpensive guitar and the expensive Taylor with all the same treatments. Just a couple measures of it here and the inexpensive one. Taylor now. Go back. Taylor's a little bit brighter, also has a fuller bottom end. In a recording situation here where we've carved it out for a mix as if we were going to be adding other instruments to it as well, you don't feel the bottom end as much because we kind of pull that back so it's not going to compete with other instruments in the mix. I can tell you if you were in the room with it, you would notice the body and the bottom of the more expensive guitar more, but you can see in a recording scenario where you want to have it ready for mixing, you can get away with a starter guitar and have a really nice acoustic sound.